Incoming transmission.
Picture this. A recording studio somewhere far, far away.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. It's the 1st of November, and I'm back. Yes, I've had a little bit of a break. Went to Kuşadası in Turkey for the week, just to recharge the old batteries and shake off some of the stress that we've had lately. But I am well and truly back, so it's good to be back, and I hope you've enjoyed the break. No, that's not right. I hope you've missed me. Anyway, this is Castlevania on the Game Boy Advance. And as you can see, it's pretty much a straight copy of the NES version, which I'm really impressed with. So we're going to look at all the usual criteria, graphics, music and all that starting the thing. If you've seen the NES review, then it might be worth having a look at that one again, and you can compare. But basically, this is the NES version on a handheld system. And you get no complaints from me on that one. Hope you all had a nice Halloween, by the way. I would have done this on Halloween, but I was blooming tired from the travel that we did, as it was quite a hefty journey and a very late night. Anyway, let's have a look at the graphics first. It's pretty much how you'd expect to see it on the NES, which is nice. The scrolling's nice and smooth, which is nice to see. I mean, just, you know, what amuses me, well, not amuses me, but the thing that makes me sort of, you know, you think, oh my god, wow, that's cool. When the NES was actually out, you wouldn't have ever thought that these games would have been available on anything other than the NES. But look at us now. You know, this was released in 2005 in the EU, and I think it was 2004 in America, so you guys got it overseas a little bit earlier than we did, but this is part of the NES Classics range that they released. There was quite a few of them. I think Popeye, Super Mario, a few of those, the ones you'd expect, all made GBA, which is Game Boy Advance, debuts on that console, which is great. So basically you had a handheld NES, which I think actually the Advance I think was a little bit more capable than the NES actually. It was more like a portable SNES actually, but nonetheless, they released these lovely classics, and Castlevania being one of my favourite NES games of all time, I thought, well, you know, I missed Halloween, so let's do a sort of a creepy-ish type of game. This was the first one that sprang to mind, and I haven't done a Game Boy review for ages, so I thought it was about time I caught up. But yes, everything here that you see is spot on. The monsters, the animations, the characters, everything. It's all absolutely nailed it. Now, the fact that I've said before, it's a portable version, so if you're a fan of the NES games, even the SNES games to a degree, you could just pick up your GBA and go and play, you know, toilet, that kind of thing. Anyway, so moving on to the sound. The sound is, again, it's identical. It's brilliant. I love the soundtrack to Castlevania. It's absolutely brilliant, and all the sound effects are present, so everything from the whip to the sounds you make, and even that, look, I am now invisible or invincible, or both. You can hear that everything is intact. It's really good to see. Don't pick up the axe. The axe is rubbish. I've actually got one of the best things that you can see. You get these little add-ons that drop little bonus attacks or whatever. I've got a time stop, which is nice. It does take a few more hearts than the other items that you can pick up, but this one or the boomerang are two of my favourites. This one can time stop for, I think it's 3 seconds or so. Really handy for boss fights. So as you can see, you can freeze them, and it's probably easier to freeze them a little closer to where you actually are. Yeah, I didn't do that one very well, did I? You can see on the screen as well, the enemy's health and the player health is up in the top. So we've got the score, time, because everything is timed. I'm on stage 3, and there's my power bar there, and the enemy below, the amount of hearts you've got, and how many lives you've got. So that's really nice. But the music and sound is absolutely spot on, the same as the graphics. Everything is just basically it's a perfect port as far as I'm concerned. I think it's great. Now the playability is very... You come back to this game so many times. I mean, I do now, and this game's been released for a long time. Then I've got the boomerang, so I'll be able to show you what that does. Controls are fairly simple as well. It's basically up, down, left, right, fire and jump. If you want to activate your special weapon, all you have to do is push up and attack, and it'll activate whatever you've got. So at the moment I've got boomerang, and as you can see, it will take away some of the hearts. So if I throw this there, this takes away, I think, 1 heart, I think, to use that. Hearts are basically ammunition, so you want to try and stockpile those as best you can. Chuck a boomerang across the screen. Missed the bat, but never mind. Got a couple of hearts out of that. It's always worth checking the scenery as well, just to make sure there isn't any food around, because you can replenish your health full. I've got a feeling this level is the one with the blooming Medusa Heads. Now, anyone that's seen the NES review, yeah, you'll know what's coming. But let's see if I can actually get past them this time, because they were a pain in the arse. The age range for this game, pretty much any, but you know, I had this game when I was a youngster, so you know, it's fairly playable for most age groups, to be honest with you. The difficulty level goes up as you play, which is nice, so it actually enables younger players to have a go. So if they're not au fait with Castlevania, then this is a good one to get started on for any age group. So even the inexperienced adults who haven't played Castlevania, by the way, where have you been living? In a cave? But yeah, this is available and instantly available to all ages as well. Now, bum. Right, okay. Now, when you die, by the way, for those of you who've never seen Castlevania before, you need to go and re-equip your whip, and you lose your special weapon as well, so you need to be careful. I'm doing very well here, am I? Yeah, welcome back. I'm at my usual play standard. So there we go. I love this game, and I always have. I think this was the second game I ever got for my NES. I think the first one I had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles bundled in with the console itself, and then I think I got Castlevania and Mario, and those were really the first few games I ever had. And then I had Mega Man and all that stuff at a later date. But it's really nice to see that this can be played on the go, and if you like your Nintendo games portable, then you should already have a GBA, because if you haven't already got a GBA, what's wrong with you? Why haven't you got a GBA? I hate these blooming Medusa Heads. Anyway, Game Boys were great. Game Boy Colors were better. Game Boy Advances were superior. And then, of course, you had the DSs and all that to come at a later date. Now, let's move on to well, I've done age range. I think that's pretty much standard. Any age will do. Any age will do. Sound like any dream will do. Any age will do. Yeah, I won't give it the day job, don't worry. It's a platformer, as you can see, side-scrolling, so that's nice. No puzzles to worry about, so no puzzle element. But it's a pick up and play, you know, kill half an hour, whatever you want to do. You can hardcore it if you want, or you can just pick it up, play for a few minutes, and put it down. It's only a one-player game, but again, I don't think this would work in a two-player environment. I just don't know how you could do that, unless it was turn-based. And, you know me, turn-based games, not as good as co-op, because co-op games are da bomb. So if you want to play with a friend, maybe try and do a turn-based system. If you lose a life, pass the controller. Other than that, there's no real multiplayer options here, which is a bit of a shame, but at the end of the day, you know, it works, and that's the main thing. Everything in this game just works. It's lovely. So if you're a fan of Castlevania and you haven't played it on the Game Boy, then now is a good time to have a go. You can find it pretty cheaply on eBay. The NES Classics range is fairly easy to get hold of. So with that in mind, I will bid you farewell for now. I shall be back very soon with a brand new review. It's great to be back. Hope you guys are all okay, and I can't wait to hear your comments. Anyway, keep it retro, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now!